here comes some artillery fire now. All of them missed their mark. Oh, 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 no. They missed. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Forgotten Camel, and welcome back to Men of War Assault Squad 2. Now, previously this was supposed to be a two-part video, but unfortunately there were some complications. Here's why. So now, we're just going up against a trench line once more because of this very, 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 very deadly, fortress, or super fortress you could call it. I wouldn't necessarily call it a super fortress. It's technically a station for resupplying goods and such. Obviously over there was a bit of front lines. The Germans have already spotted the enemy. It's only a moment, in about a few seconds maybe they'll start shooting. Or maybe they'll wait for reinforcements. Who knows? Now, I did adapt the scenario in a pretty weird way. I decided that if a certain amount of people die, then certain things will show up. So, the battle's not going to progress very much unless someone dies. And those Germans are just... they are very much intimidated by this, four-tiered trench line. Some of the Germans can't really see them. Ah, there we are. Ooh, he's about to get out in the open. They are so close to enemy lines. I'm surprised no one's shot him yet. That guy's out in the open right now. Oh. Now they're opening fire. And that's gonna be... now you know why they waited for reinforcements. Let's look at this forest over here. Look, it's nice and pretty, isn't it? It's gonna become no man's land in a second. Well, not a second, a couple minutes. So here comes the first squad of tanks, I should say, along with some artillery coming to give them some much needed relief from those artillery guns over here. They're firing 105s at the enemy. But despite getting some artillery support, that doesn't mean they'll necessarily win this battle. Although, for the sake of getting this battle to continue onto the super fortress, they better. But they have won occasionally. It just requires the Germans to actually focus on the enemy. Usually the highest kill count comes from the artillery guns. It's really nice to see these guys firing though. It's actually pretty loud for me. It's probably pretty loud for you as well. I can't really hear what I'm thinking. But you're already seeing a lot of smoke pillars, a lot of trees going down, and a little bit of fire. This place, this nice and beautiful forest is just getting completely destroyed. Really hard to see where the enemy is at. Most of the surviving Germans are on the left and right flanks, but they're already taking mortar fire. Those are 4 3-inch mortars firing at the Germans. Very, very deadly. So you not only got mortars, but 3 105s, or and 2 A1s. They've been quite helpful in holding back the enemy. Oh dear! No. I don't know why this does that. It does that occasionally. It really bugs me when that happens. Like, it doesn't always do that. The last few playthroughs, it did set itself up. Oh man, that was lucky. That guy almost got hit. But sometimes they just... Come on, man. You're ruining the immersion. Alright, now we can continue with watching Germans get completely unbelievably destroyed. It's rather sad to see a forest like this go down, you know? Because I really love things like forest battles, and just seeing it get destroyed by artillery is just no fun. That's why I'm thinking about making another map just with the forest. Maybe a few clearings here and there, but you know, forest battles are, you know, a lot of fun to watch. Add a couple hills here and there, and you can create a lot of hidden trenched areas. You know, we could probably go with a Japanese battle, actually, because they were a lot of things. They were hidden in jungles and a lot of frightening places where Marines had to just clear it out. It was not easy for the Marines. Ooh, look at all those Germans gathering over there. Oh. And a whole squad will get taken out by that was probably a mortar. There's just so much firepower going off against these guys that, you know, it's so difficult for them to even push, despite the fact that they've weakened this area quite a bit, taken out a few guns here and there. Well, it's not completely taken out. I gotta recruit him. Of course I'm gonna recruit him.
Regroup!
This would have been easier had some of those guns, had this gun decided to just stop right there and start shooting at me. But no! Just had to sit there. So the Panzer IIIs, yeah, they're just getting slaughtered already. Occasionally, they'll cause a little bit of damage. Not very much. I've had to rely a lot of this battle on artillery. It's usually artillery that wins the day, not the tanks, which is kind of ironic. But those tanks are actually just meant to take out, well, the fireflies and everything else. But otherwise, the artillerymen is just going to take these guys out. This thing's still alive. That SAS soldier's still alive too. But the level of artillery fire, it's already... It's already taken out a decent amount of the defenses. Oh, look at this guy. Appearing under pressure. You have to imagine how scary that would be. Like, you broke a gun, you want to abandon it, but, like, you have to repair it in order to get it back into the battle. Because that meant a matter between life or death. And that guy's gun. No. Get back there. Get back to your post. Get back on that gun. Yes. You repaired it for a reason. I guess someone was suffering from shell shock and wanted to walk into the enemy lines. Here comes the Panzer V's already. Oh, that's unfortunate. It looks like some of the tanks spawned right on top of each other. I'm gonna fix that. I actually don't know how that happened. I have to say, it's quite amazing to have to watch this entire place just turn into a graveyard. It's just a mass graveyard. With blood flowing everywhere. I think the Firefly might have accidentally hit its friend back here. Like, team killing is not on right now, but that would have been quite devastating for that guy. So here's our first tank to actually manage to get out of the forest. Unfortunately, it's just gonna get destroyed. The Panzer V, unfortunately, didn't do anything good either. It's these fireflies. Or maybe it was one of these. Either way, these guys really do a lot of work on those heavier tanks. Luckily, some of these guns are actually shooting. just hope he starts shooting at the tanks. There's just so many targets out there, they don't know who to shoot at. And that tank's gonna foolishly stop right there. Ooh. And it's dead. So, for some odd reason, have a frame rate drop. It looks like the M5s have not been taken out by the artillery yet. That's not going to help these guys very much. I mean, they've taken out a few of these guns. Honestly. It's just frightening. I mean, look at this. You wouldn't want to send your troops through unless you attacked it with artillery. Or use some air raids to take this trench line out. It's incredibly deadly. It takes a ginormous amount of troops in order to take this thing out. Not even the tanks could actually make it through. The only way they're gonna make it through is if that artillery takes out those anti-tank guns. And even then, those tanks still have to take out all these other tanks. And surprisingly, they still haven't taken these guys out. Normally, you lose at least one tank by now. But we get to see these guns turning up already. Yeah, for some reason they got a pretty short range. Oh, they finally, well, handicapped it, you could say. And it's damaged. I'm just gonna abandon that. Look at those pillars. I mean, this is worth a screenshot, actually. It's still waiting for these guys to shoot. It always bugs me when they're trying to find a shot. Maybe they're dying quicker than they can find a target. Ah, now you're firing. Let's see how many tanks they've taken out so far. It's just 2. It's always the Fireflies that end up the last ones left. It's like, for some reason, when tanks are on the offensive, they seem to forget how to shoot. Over here, wow, look at how many kills they got already. Even tank kills! It's quite surprising that Mortar got a tank kill. These guys have gotten an awful lot of kills already, which is nice to see. These guys are still trying. I'm gonna have to help these guys out. Like, they're still trying to find a target, despite the fact that there are a lot of targets over here. Gonna need you to start shooting, man. You'll get at least one of those, right? That was one of those was a tank firing. And there goes another one. So honestly, this battle isn't going as well as I'd hoped. I mean, these offensive battles never actually go well, but still, it's just so frighteningly deadly right now. It looks like they've finally taken out these 275 mils. Ooh, and the frontal line is actually mostly disabled, except for the mortars. It's still got a few anti-tank guns here and there. But now it's just up to the M5s, which is more than enough to take out all these guys. The M5s and the Fireflies are more than enough. And that's what's scary. They're more than enough. But that's what the artillery is for. Are you gonna shoot? Are you gonna take them out? These guys kind of need your help. Oh, here comes another wave of tanks as well. It's not easy to look at this. This has got to be probably a division of tanks by now. That's a lot of down tanks. Albeit some of them were not very expensive to have, but they lost at least 4 to 5 tankmen each. And what is this guy doing? Do you not? You're taking fire. Are you gonna shoot, or are you gonna let him kill you? Yeah, you're gonna let him kill you. That's nice. Hey, you know, that guy got taken out by a bazooka. I don't know why he just stood there. I think they managed to take out one of the M5s, so that's nice. Seems like everything's quiet-ish for now. There's not as much fire going on. And things start to pick up a bit. I have to say, there's nothing more frightening than having to come across miles of open fields with artillery, guns, tanks, and all sorts of small arms fire running right at you. Not running out, they're just firing right at you as you're running across the field. So those artillery guns are actually, surprisingly, trying to take out the tanks when they should be taking out these guys.
Get another round in.
Oh, this is nice to see. So here comes another Panzer V. Pushing through a Panzer V. Let's see if they can take out... Okay, you're really bugging me. Are you going to shoot people or not? Or are you just going to die? And it's dead. I hate it when they don't shoot at people. Hurry! I gotta save it before it dies. And I missed. I'm just trying to help them out. It's not like taking out... Okay, maybe taking out one tank will help them. But they're supposed to win anyway, I guess? No, that did nothing. These guys are still alive. Oh, wait. They actually managed to damage the turret. So this thing's disabled, finally. We're just gonna save these guys and have them come out. But look at that. Despite having destroyed a Firefly already, they're still unable to push through. Look at it. Look at the bodies here. And there just went another Panzer V. But more tanks are coming in, so I guess shouldn't have to worry. But our biggest problem is... For how much longer can they keep this up? Like, the Germans have oh so many troops, and the Allies, they really, really love artillery. And the Germans really, I don't understand what they're thinking about shooting at this Firefly here. They're not going to take it out that way. That's an HE shell firing at a Firefly. They should be taking out these guys, and they can still take out all those tanks down there. I wonder if the Germans can get through, though. Now that tankman's going to use that down tank as a shield. That's very smart of him. Keep doing that. You'll live longer. Oh no. You're exposed! You better open fire! Shoot it with your big gun! Shoot it with your big gun! What are you doing? And it's dead. And here comes another Panzer IV just rushing on through. Remember, they still have bazookas. I don't understand why these guys don't stop and start shooting. It's always frustrating to me. I mean, when you see this many tanks getting taken out, and hardly any of them trying to return fire, it's really bugs me. Especially when the enemy's right in front of them, they're in plain view. For some reason that's happened with the British too, and it's just never really made much sense to me. Yeah, this is really making me mad. All these guns are shooting at the, really, they're shooting at a tank. A tank. They should not be shooting at a tank. They've hardly got any more troops left. Here, I'm going to help him by telling him to shoot at this guy. Or he can just die immediately. That's fine too. Well, this is a rather sorry sight to see. I mean, I could always do the battle with a, part of this, partially manned by troops, or I could just, nuke it. This should be enough, right? Oh, they're already firing. Holy cow. Now, that will probably help the troops to push forward. Now, while they do still have troops going in, I do not trust the troops to be able to push while there's a Firefly protecting them. I just do not. Well, you know what? Let's help them out a bit. You know. You can never have enough rockets. Never. Wow. Still though, I'm surprised any British troops can survive in this death trap. Like, that's quite a few live Germans. So I'm gonna do the Germans a favor. I mean, it's nice to see the British win and all, but it's pretty. It's kind of obvious that they were going to win as soon as the last tanks rolled in. It's always that one Firefly that just survives and takes everybody out. Okay, now it's slightly fair.
A few moments later.
Look at this. Even with all this artillery and stuff, the vast majority of the Schütz and the Jaegers and all of them, they're kind of dead. And there's no reinforcements in sight. That should tell you something. They've actually won this. Like, the British actually won this battle.
Later.
Ooh, here comes some artillery fire now. All of them missed their mark. Oh, no. They missed. That's unfortunate. And what about you guys? They're reloading. I'm going to help you guys out by getting you to throw a grenade. Just throw a grenade. You have one, right? And he's dead. Darn, even with all that help, they still can't push it. They still can't get through. They only have a few... How many guys are there? How many guys are there on the map? There's got one mortar crew. And 2 guys. And artillery. Just artillery. The Germans still can't push. Even with all of these, they still can't push. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to end it here. Well then, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe for more. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and good day.